everyone, and welcome to Farm Flint. Tay here, and welcome to my kitchen slash lab. Today we're going to be focusing on peppercorn, and I have a dish here that I'm going to make. It's my favorite. I don't know what to call it. I just kind of made it up. I'm not expecting everyone to agree, but hopefully you'll give it a try one day and realize that this is awesomely delicious. It's super filling and very light. And what I mean by very light, it's not heavy, it's not going to weigh you down. You can eat this before going to the gym and feel just fine. Like, you will not feel sleepy, let's say that, or get the itis, I'll say that. Alright, so here I have some sardines. Now, I just don't pick up any kind of sardines. I always get wild caught sardines in olive oil. I picked this brand because it was on sale, but I do like this brand because it is stating more. Like, I like when a brand states more about them because it means they care enough to put it on their, on their branding. So this says certified wild caught and sustainable. It even says that it's non-GMO. It states the certification and sustainability. But also, I always want to know, like, do they have any more information on the back? And sure enough, it does. It tells you what kind of the waters that it's from, which is the Atlantic Ocean. It tells you what kind of species of sardine it is, which I didn't know that was a thing. And then some other information, high in protein, calcium, and omega-3s, which is huge. So, yeah, these little fishies have a lot of benefits for the body packed into them. And so, but all my fish have to be wild caught, all of it. So, there's my sardines. So I also have some rice and peas here, and why you see my peas on the top is when I'm cooking my rice, which is wild rice I have here. Once the rice absorbs half of the water, I pop the peas on top, and they're frozen peas, and so to allow the rest of the cooking process of the rice to cook off the peas at the same time. Saves me time and dishes to wash. Alright, so I start off by taking about what I would consider my handful, and I think that, if you're a larger person, of course, with larger hands, you get more, but then your body, of course, requires more. So let's just go with roughly a handful of the rice and peas, okay? I'm going to do a little bit more rice to fill up the bowl. Got plenty of peas, not enough rice. Alright, and I know that's like more than a handful for me, but I don't know how else to measure. Alright, so there's my rice and peas in my bowl. Mind you, this is a very shallow bowl. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some sesame oil. And it's like roughly like a teaspoon. You just want to drizzle it over very little. You do not need a lot of sesame oil. It's very strong. Like, I wouldn't recommend frying anything in sesame oil necessarily because it's something you only need a little of. Okay, so then we're going to do some liquid aminos, and same thing, just a little, enough to, oops, look at me, enough to drizzle in there, so you don't need much. This stuff is very salty, and so the reason why I will not use salt in this recipe at all. The liquid aminos covers it. Alright, and so next I have ginger juice. Now, of course, you can use regular powdered ginger. I have done this. It's just when I started this recipe, I had ginger juice, which I like to have on deck anyway, because I'm that type of person that will buy ginger root and juice it. So this saves me some time. Same thing, just drizzle it on, not much. Ginger is very strong. Okay. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take some of the olive oil that the fish is in. I'm not going to open the can all the way. I'm just going to slightly open it so I can drizzle some of the olive oil onto the rice and peas. And just a little, like I did everything else. Now I'm going to get rid of the rest of the oil in here. and then I'll show you the rest of how we do the sardines. But we're going to warm up the rice and peas with everything on it and cover it with plastic. Alright, and before we put the plastic on, I forgot, I'm going to add some cracked black peppercorn, because that's what this is all about in the first place, and I'm about to forget it. So right over the rice and peas, and I like a lot of pepper, that's just me. Weird thing, I didn't know that black pepper was used in smoking cessation, and I used to smoke cigarettes a few years ago, and I quit because I was eating a lot of this dish and I was overdoing it with the pepper, and it curbed my cravings for smoking and made it really easy to quit. So think about that if you're a cigarette smoker, that black pepper is something that can be used naturally as in smoking cessation. So look into that. It's very interesting how it works, and it worked for me. I didn't even plan on quitting, but it was in the stars for me. So I'm going to go pop this in the microwave for a minute and a half, and I will be right back. Alright, you guys, I am back. So, here we go. I think the way this turns out is so pretty because the pepper like marries to the rice and peas. I just think it's pretty. Take a look. Is it just me? I don't know. I just think it's gorgeous. Alright, so we have our black pepper on there. And so basically what I just do with the sardines, like I said, I empty out all the rest of the oil, most of it anyway, and I don't mind if there's just a little residual, but I just pop it right on, just like that, nothing special, because what I'm going to end up doing is chopping this up into the rice and peas, and so anything right now is just presentation, okay? Alright, so from here, I would normally just top it off with a little bit of more pepper and some nutritional yeast, but I've learned that adding like a half of an avocado to the situation adds a little bit of creamy texture that I really like, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and plus it makes it look pretty too. So I'm just going to slice in the downward motion here. Make this really easy. And keep in mind, when you do open an avocado and you check out this pit here, do not throw the pit away. I repeat, do not throw your pits away. They are very, they are very, like super beneficial. Basically, I use avocado pit for the base of my farm tea, which we'll go over, if not at the end of this winter series, most certainly in the spring. This guy. And I'll show you how to break it down into a powder, hopefully very, very soon. Very important. Do not throw these away. Alright. So, back to our regularly scheduled program. So after I make those slices, I'm just going to go around the edges here and get it out of there. Works better when I use like a large spoon. And plus this one is like not as ripe as I would like it to be. Because usually you just pull it out and it's like really pretty. But it's not working for me like that right now, so I'm just going to line it up. Make it look as presentable as I possibly can. Alright, I think that looks pretty. Alright, so from there I'm going to go ahead and add our peppercorn mix. So it has if you can see that, it has white peppercorn, black peppercorn, green peppercorns, and what they call red or pink peppercorns, which is not a peppercorn. Check out my video on peppercorns and I'll explain to you what that really is. But it's not a peppercorn. It just looks like one and probably has a little kick to it like a pepper would. But certainly does not come from the same plant or the same species as the peppercorn, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and top this off with that. I love ground pepper. I mean, I love it. My grandfather was a fan, and that's how I became a fan. I basically ate pretty much everything my grandfather did. I sat on his lap and we'd eat breakfast together every morning and have our coffee that I wasn't supposed to have. Alright, top that with some nutritional yeast. And then to even add a little more flavor, because I love an onion, I'm just going to put some green onion on top. Some scallions. And that's it. That's the meal. It's a nice breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It's light, it's delicious, it's nutritious, and it's filling. Every time I finish this meal, I'm always like, I can't believe that I'm full. And it's more like a satiation, like I'm fully satiated. I don't want to eat anything. I don't think about anything else to eat. It's just, it's perfect. So, there it is. Oh, it's so yum. You just do not know. Ah. Let's give it a taste here. That's how I like to eat it. I like it all mixed in. That's a personal thing for me. Alright. I'm so weird. Okay. Let's try it. Cheers. Bye. You really don't need a whole bunch of ingredients to make something tasty. You just need flavor and proper textures, and you can nail it right on the head. I mean, so good. I recommend highly. Everything you need is like right here. Don't look at my hair. It's still early. Well, it's noon. But I have a busy morning. So try this. Oh my gosh, please try this. I don't know what to call it. It's in like an Asian inspired dish. Lots of like Asian ingredients. Sesame oil, ginger. Liquid aminos is basically like the real deal soy sauce. This is bomb. Loaded with peppercorn. That stuff that you shake, I mean, I can't use that. That's not my thing. I like fresh peppercorns. I like to crack it with the mortar and pestle. Or if you have one of those. But it has to be like fresh peppercorn. So, so good. I have work to do. And so I hope you try it. But I gotta go. See you soon.